What is going on, social media family? My name is Jorge Lopez, and yes, I sell cars. We are located in Tomball, Texas, and Tomball Ford is your dealership of choice. Welcome to this video series where we're talking about Ford Rangers. But in this video, we are discussing the STX model, the most entry-level Ranger that Ford makes. So we're gonna discuss, is Ford using really cheap parts? Is this lacking technology? Is this lacking safety features? We're gonna take it for a test drive, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinions and let you know if you should consider an STX Ford Ranger. As always, I like to start my video reviews showing you the window sticker so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So check this out, guys. We are talking about a 24 Super Crew two-wheel drive. It's the XL model with a 2.3 EcoBoost engine. All of these have the 10-speed automatic transmission, Cactus Gray. What do you guys think about Cactus Gray? I love it, I like it. It has actually been a #1 color on the Ford Broncos, and it's a seller, really good seller on the Ford Rangers. And as you can see right here, the only option that we added was carpet for a grand total price of $34,410. Boom. So one of the questions that you might ask is, because this is a very entry-level truck, is Ford using cheap materials and cheap parts and on the design? Well, let's look at the front end together. As you can see, this one here does have an LED daytime running light, LED headlights. Now, granted, this does have the halogen bulbs. Wait, hey, I get it, you know, it is an entry-level truck, so we cannot have all of the bells and whistles. But one of the things that I want you to check out, you even have an air curtain. You can actually maybe see my finger. I don't know if you can see it right there, but this improves the aerodynamical design of the vehicle. It also helps, you know, flow air through the braking system so that it can help cool all of the braking stuff. Now let's take a look at the grille. The grille, I love this design. So Ford did not cheap out on that. This is a nice matte finish. And I don't know if your camera can look inside, but you also have those air vents that help control the airflow. Active grille shutters is actually the technical name for that. Ford did not remove those. Those actually help control the airflow that comes in while you are driving. So for example, if you're towing something with your truck, they're gonna be completely wide open. If you remote start this vehicle with Ford Pass, like on a hot day like today in humid Houston, Texas, then you can actually have the system open those up so that airflow goes into the vehicle as well. So I love the fact that Ford continued with the paint scheme and make the whole truck very uniform on the look. A really nice air diffuser here at the bottom. So the purpose of this view here in the front is to show you that even though this is an entry-level vehicle, you still have good quality materials on it. Let's go over here on this side. Let me show you. This is your 17-inch wheel. Now, Ford also did not cheap out on the tires because these are an all-terrain tire. They're a 17-inch wheel, and normally on the basic ones, that would be a hubcap or that would be a Steely, right? No. This actually is an aluminum wheel. That's another thing Ford is not cheaping out on. Now, this one does have a textured matte finish fender surround. Now, this one, I agree, has to be with textured because you can take this vehicle off-road. This will protect against paint chips. You got your STX badging, which, by the way, STX used to be an appearance package. Now it is a standard equipment on an XL trim level. So now all XLs have the STX package that gives you that look that we're discussing and talking about. Now, take a look at this. Now this mirror right here is textured on the outside, and then inside of the mirror you will have a little concave mirror so you can actually see if somebody is in your blind spot zone. Handles, typical, because again, this is an entry-level vehicle. Both sides right there. Continuing over here, you can see the all-terrain tires and this look. So I feel like if we just kind of stand back and look at the side profile of the Ford Ranger, man, you can appreciate the whole vehicle. The whole look of the truck is just pretty awesome. The design is pretty nice, spot on. Now, one of the things that Ford did not do on the STX models is the privacy glass. You know, if we go into the XLT trim level, which by the way, stay tuned for that video, we're gonna be discussing that XLT truck over there. You'll notice that there are a few differences between the two, but the privacy glass, that's something simple that we can remedy by adding tinting to the vehicle's windows. Now take a look at this back end. I love the fact that the Ranger name is now embossed in the actual tailgate and not an actual badge that could actually fall off or collect dust or damage the paint over a period of time. You do have a backup camera right there. Now this one does not have your towing package, but hey, don't sweat it, because you can easily add a receiver hitch to this one. Now this one does not have backup sensors. You do have to upgrade to an XLT in order to get that. You also don't have the LED lights. You don't have the blind spot monitoring system on this one, but hey, I understand it. This is a $34,000 truck, right? So coming back over here, what I like about this Ranger is that Ford really did not leave this out. I like the fact that it doesn't slam like other tailgates does. Now in here, yes, the only thing that is missing is a sprayed-in bed liner, which we can easily remedy, and you can check out, you've got some tie downs. So very simple, not a lot of frills and thrills here inside of the tailgate bed area of this STX. So for those people that are interested in saving some money, somebody that really doesn't need, you know, tons of towing capacity, like more than 7,500 pounds, for that person that does not need a 5.5 foot bed or a 6.5 foot bed, for that person that does not need to fill in the cabin constantly and often, I feel like this truck is superb. So this walk around is to prove to you that Ford is not cheaping out on parts. Now let's go to the inside and see what quality, what materials, what safety features and technology Ford offers on an STX. Inside of the Ranger STX, I like the fact that Ford did not cheap out on the design. You have this nice textured material, nice design on the handles, which actually you can grab on either side. The whole look is a monotone look, which I'm okay with. It's not a big deal. Again, it's an entry-level truck. Now look at the passenger rear seat. You've got a map pocket right there, but curiously enough, there's nothing on this side, which is kind of weird. I don't know why Ford wouldn't put it on this side either. I don't know. You got a nice cubby area right over here. You got a 12-volt. So very simple right there. Look at the carpet. This one was optioned with a carpet floor. It comes standard with a vinyl floor on the STX trim level. Now, on the interior, this is another part where Ford did not cheap out. Why? Because you've got this nice textured design on the seat and a nice cushion. You've got a nice bolstering all over on the part of the seat. Now, look at the back over here of the seat. Not much for storage, but back there you've got your equipment to change your spare tire in case you need it to. And then you got this little latch that you pull on so that you can reveal the storage that you have over here. This is the rods to help you lower down the spare tire in the back, a little bit of storage, more storage on that side. Now back in here, let me just have a quick seat. And let me tell you, I'm 5'7", so I guess I'm kind of average, right? But look at the space that you have here. Plenty of headroom. And this will seat a total of 3 people. But I promise you, only 2 of them are going to be happy, because the guy that goes here in the middle is not going to be that happy. I do have a armrest. I really appreciate Ford doing this with a cup holder, because again, they did not cheap out on the material of this one right over here. So plenty of room, plenty of headroom, plenty of hip room. Let's go over to the front. So again, we've got the same design on both sides of the door paneling. Nothing changes there. Monotone look again, no big deal. Now look at the AC vents. I love the design of the AC vents. Again, Ford did not cheap out. Now look at this textured material. I wish you guys could feel it. You've got a lot of, like, you know, I don't know, rivets. I don't know what they're called. This is just a regular plastic material there, regular hard plastic right there. This is not soft touch, okay? But again, this is an entry-level truck. We expect to have hard plastics around this, but what you really don't expect is to have this design like this over here, that over there. You do have a locking glove box right there in the center. You've got cup holders right here. You've got your shifter, a place for your cell phone right over here. You also have charging ports. You have USB-A, you have USB-C. You've got a phone holder right there. Your parking brake right there. Your driving modes, your automatic stop start. Who likes automatic stop start? I don't think anybody likes the automatic stop start. I sure don't. Traction control. And this little cubby area is for the ones that are 4x4. You do have your four-wheel drive selectors right over here. Now, let me start this truck up so that you can actually appreciate another thing that Ford did not cheap out, and that is on the technology. Look at that dash. It is an 8-inch display. It is fully digital. Right here in the middle, you can see information like your lane keeping system, because again, Ford did not cheap out on the safety features. You've got your lane keeping system, which warns you if you are moving onto somebody else's lane. You also have your pre-collision assist. In case you're about to rear end somebody, this Ranger will warn you and also will apply the brakes in case you need to. But yeah, you've got easy to read gauges, and look at this 10-inch display on the radio area. You've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto that is wirelessly. You've got your AC that is all digital. Fan speed on this side. You also have your backup camera, which is standard on something like this. So again, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that even though this is an STX trim level truck, Ford did not cheap out on the materials. They did not cheap out on the technology, nor did they miss on the safety either. Now, talking about the engine, we have a 2.3 EcoBoost engine that is standard on the Ford Ranger. Now, the 2.3 EcoBoost has been out for quite some time, and I feel like this is the best engine in the market, even comparing it to Toyota. And you guys might be asking, well, Toyota has really good reliability, records and stuff like that. Granted, yes, but lately I feel like this engine has actually been better than theirs. This produces 270 horsepower and it produces 350 pound-foot of torque. So you'll notice here on the test drive, which you're going to be doing next, that this has plenty of power to get out of somebody's way, merge onto traffic, etc. Now, coming late summer of 2024, you will have a 2.7 EcoBoost that you can actually option out right now. But it is out, but it is not out yet. Now that engine right there is going to be producing 310 horsepower, and get this, it's going to be 400 pound-foot of torque. So you should consider a Ranger because of those two powertrains and because of the reliability that this engine gives you. We have come to the test drive portion of the Ford Ranger XL STX trim level. And yes, this is an entry-level vehicle, but I wanted to test drive it to give you guys my impressions. I mean, obviously we're on the feeder road here close to the dealership, and man, I can tell you so far, very comfortable. I really cannot, this is my first time driving this Ranger, and I don't feel bouncy at all. That was a comment that I heard from some people, that the driving was a little bit bouncy, but no, I feel comfortable. There's really no issues on this. The steering feels tight. I feel very comfortable. The seat is just about right for my size. I'm kind of a wide dude, so it feels like I'm being hugged, but very comfortable, very stable. Visibility is great. I love those mirrors. Those mirrors are huge, are pretty nice and large. I like the fact that these XL STXs have those little concave mirrors that will allow you to show you if you've got somebody in your blind spot zone. The hood looks great from this angle. That cactus gray looks pretty awesome. So far I don't have any complaints whatsoever about the Ranger STX trim level. Remember, we are driving on a 2.3 EcoBoost engine, plenty of horsepower, but the torque, 310 pound-foot of torque, is what gives the feel that this is very, very light on its feet. On the way back, we want to take it on the freeway on a test drive. We want to see the acceleration and see what that feels like. Turning on this feels really nice and stable. Power, boom. Yes, there is a little bit of a turbo lag, but once the turbo spools, then we can definitely feel the acceleration and the power. Let's give it another punch. Yep, it took a little bit to get up to speed, but once it's up to speed, then man, it definitely picks up. Makes me feel confident that I can merge onto the freeway, pass somebody up in case we need to. So it makes me feel very safe that I've got the power out of this 2.3 EcoBoost engine. And we do have my lane keeping system. This is one of the technologies that I talked about. Even though this is an XL trim level, this truck still has some really good technology, pre-collision assist, and as you can see, your lane keeping system that warns you if you're moving too much to somebody else's lane. Well, this is my first impressions about the Ranger STX, and let me tell you, I love the layout, how the dash, you can easily read your speedometer, your gauges. I like the layout right here so that you can easily get access to the screen. Easy access here for my cell phone, charging ports, big shifter here. So everything is super accessible on the design of the STX Ranger. So no complaints on the test drive. You should consider a Ranger STX package. There you have it, guys. This is part of a video series where we discuss the Ranger STX. At the end of this video, I will link the other series so that if you're shopping for a Ford Ranger, then allow me to explain to you the differences between the STX, the XLT, the Lariat, and the Ranger Raptor. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and staying through the duration of the video. I sincerely appreciate you. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like the video, and make sure that you share it with somebody that might be interested in knowing a little bit more about the Ford Ranger. In this case, we were talking about the Ranger STX 2024 in Cactus Gray. I hope you guys liked it. On to the next video. Have a blessed day.